What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I am going to be starting my mock draft season. This is a little late, I will admit. It is the April the 6th, and the draft is less than a month away. But I'm going to be doing a lot of mock drafts. I'm going to be doing hopefully team mock drafts. And I'm going to be doing the Jacksonville Jaguars today. Hopefully I can get in the Lions, Texans. I'll be doing all sorts of teams. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys enjoy these style of videos. But if you do enjoy, be sure to leave a like on the video, comment, and subscribe. Sorry I haven't been uploading as much. I've just been a little bit more busy than usual, but I will try to upload as much as I can. And without any further ado, let's not waste any time, and let's get right into this. Starting off, year in review, Jacksonville Jaguars, they got the rookie quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. And they got a bright future. They went on a shopping spree in free agency as they signed guys like Foyce DeLuacun, Christian Kirk, and many other guys. So I think the Jags, they addressed, I think the main thing going into this draft was the O-line before free agency, but they tagged Cam Robinson. Let's just get into the draft, but they tagged Cam Robinson at offensive tackle, and they signed Brendan Sheriff, who is an All-Pro. So I really don't think the O-line's a pick. They still got Brandon Linder and Andrew Norwell. I don't think O-line is the deal right now. I think later in the round, but I think right now it's between Aiden Hutchinson and Trayvon Walker. Because if you go to this edge position, you got Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson, and Kayvon Thibodeau. Aiden Hutchinson was phenomenal this season. He could have been the Heisman Trophy winner. 6'6", 260 pounds. He is a freak of nature. He was great at his pro day. But then you have another sneaky guy, Trayvon Walker, who was really sneaky this season. Like he climbed the draft boards really well. He had a really good season in general. He had a good pro day. And Kayvon Thibodeau is the third guy. Maybe George Karlaftis or Jermaine Johnson, but I don't really think so. Kayvon Thibodeau is phenomenal, but I think his talent, he is the number one most talented player in this class. I do believe. It's just Kayvon Thibodeau's production was really off last season to the point where I don't think he could be the number one overall pick considering how he played last season. But I do think it's between Trayvon Walker and Aiden Hutchinson. I think Aiden Hutchinson is overall the best player. So I'm going to have Aiden Hutchinson as the pick right here. I think it's the best fit for the Jacksonville Jaguars as they want to rebuild that pretty bad defense of theirs. But I do like this pick as we do have our second round pick. But I like this pick overall for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they got to rebuild this defense. It needs a lot of work. And I guess right here at pick 33, there is a few positions that we could take. Daxton Hill was the just taken. And he is a very good player. He was at the top of my board for this Jacksonville team. I don't think the receiver need is real. I mean, they still have Marvin Jones. Laviska Shenault could be in for a big year. David Ajabu tore his ACL. I don't think you go edge again. Nakobe Dean's really intriguing. Quay Walker's intriguing. But I think you gotta stick with that defense. I think the defense is the need. Lewis Sign, I don't love them. I do prefer. I think Jaquan Brisker is a little bit better, and I do think they will take Jaquan Brisker if he is available at pick 33. They kind of passed last season on a safety. They kind of needed one, and I think if you're taking, you really took the best possible player. I think left on the board. I like Jaquan Brisker. He's going to fit in that safety role as the defense was very, very bad for this Jacksonville Jaguars team. You get to put him in the secondary as they have a weak secondary. They don't have many standout players. As we are upcoming pick number 65, as there's a lot of options right here. Chad Muma is intriguing at the middle linebacker position, as well as Christian Harris. He is a great player. There's also guys like Trey McBride out of Colorado State who was good. But I think the pick has to be Travis Jones. He is available at pick number 65. And I think he's one of the top defensive tackles in this class. They continue to prioritize the defense, and I think with pick 70, I think you can go O-line. I think you kind of have to. The offensive tackle position, there's no one really stand out. Rasheed Walker, I do like out of Penn State, but I think you can wait on him a little bit. As for the other offensive line positions, here, wait. Yeah. I think the other offensive line positions in the inside, Cole Strange is a very good player at Chattanooga. Ed Ingram as well. And I think Cole Strange should be the pick right here. He was a good player at Chattanooga. He was consistent, and he's got a lot of potential. There is also Darian Kennard, who was very, very good out of the University of Kentucky, and Ed Ingram out of LSU. But overall, I think Darian Kennard is the pick right here. He's the best possible offensive lineman. He definitely could be a two-round player for this Jacksonville Jaguars team. But I think taking him in the third round, you prioritize the defense. Now you got to protect Trevor Lawrence. And the Jags will not have a pick for a little bit. But right now, I think the pick has to be. I think you gotta either get Trevor Lawrence a weapon, or you go back to the defense. Maybe you go corner. Greg Dulcich out of UCLA is intriguing. Will he fall? He will. Cole Strange also falls, and that's intriguing. Jake Ferguson out of Wisconsin is a great player. Martin Emerson out of Mississippi State is very good, but I think you got to go to the cornerback position right now. As much as I want to give Trevor Lawrence a weapon, you got to prioritize the defense because defense wins championships, and that's if they want to build their team up, they got to prioritize the defense. Josh Jobe is a intriguing option out of the University of Alabama, but I think Martin Emerson should be the pick right here. He's a very consistent corner out of Mississippi State. He's got good size at 6'2", and I think in the fourth round, if you're able to get him, that is a great pick. As my two main guys I wanted that were still left were Cole Strange and Greg Dulcich. We're unable to get those, but I think you can go have some fun and get Trevor Lawrence a weapon now. You prioritize the defense. There are a few standout guys that I would like to target as the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like wide receiver for the Jags could be something that I still think needs to be prioritized. Justin Ross out of Clemson is definitely a hit or miss guy. He was one of the higher looked at receivers a few seasons ago. But I don't see a lot of standout. Ty Fryfogle, he's nice, but at the tight end position, I mean, Cole Turner out of Nevada, I kind of like him. I think that should be the pick, Cole Turner. It's a little bit of a reach, but he was good at Nevada. We know what you're getting out of him. Jalen Watermeyer is also good, but I just think the consistency wasn't there for him. As I think Cole Turner will be the pick over Jalen Watermeyer. You're getting Trevor a solid weapon. I mean, the Jags don't really have a tight end. Dan Arnold was their guy last season, but I don't think you can prioritize that this season. As there are a few positions that I think the Jags still could use. I mean, we all know they still need the O-line. The safeties still need a need. Wide receiver and linebacker still a need. But Vernon McKinley could be a very good option out of Oregon. But Damone Clark, I think out of LSU would be the best pick. He was great for the LSU Tigers, and I think he's what they need to prioritize. They need to continue to go after the defense. And at pick 188, the Jacksonville Jaguars, you got the safety out of the way. Reggie Roberson, he's pretty good out of SMU. Chris Paul out of Tulsa might have to be the pick. There's not really a standout offensive tackle on the board that I think would be a big Luke Giudice. I think that could be a pick, a good option. And then the interior is very intriguing for the remaining players. I mean, of course, you got Chris Paul out of Tulsa. And then you could definitely go edge again, but I think the pick right here has to be Chris Paul out of no, I think they will go with Luke Giadik. To correct me if I'm wrong with the name, but Luke Giadik out of Central Michigan. I've seen a little bit of him, and he's a power guy. He can push people off the line, and he's going to provide some more protection for the Jags as we have back-to-back picks. Wide receiver, I think you might as well. You got the pick. Jalen Naylor out of Michigan State. I mean, he was a big play receiver at the University of Michigan State. I don't see why they wouldn't. Taekwon Thornton, I did like, but I think the no brainer is Jalen Naylor out of Michigan State. He made a lot of big plays for Peyton Thorne, and one of the big reasons why the Spartans were good. You could definitely go wide receiver yet again with Taekwon Thornton, but I don't think that's really the best option. But I do think the Jags right here should prioritize. I think they should go back to defense. And I think going with a guy like Jeffrey Gunter out of Coastal Carolina, one of the staple points on their defense, on that Coastal Carolina defense, it was one of the best in the country not only 2 seasons ago. And I think you add in one of the great players from that defense, it could definitely do a lot as the Jags will have pick 222 upon in a few picks. I believe that is it's still a sixth round or it's a seventh round pick. We could go punter right here, but Taekwon Thornton sitting for me from Baylor. Why not? I mean, he was outstanding at the combine out of Baylor. I believe he was one of the faster receivers, and he was great at Baylor. So I think why not bring him into the NFL? Give Trevor Lawrence a deep target for him. And now we got pick number 235. There is a few options. I mean, Trey Turner out of Virginia Tech, but I don't think receiver Caleb Ellaby out of Western Michigan, Smoke Monday out of Auburn is a good player. Devontae Price, Christian Hilton, Zonovan Knight out of my NC State Wolfpack. But I think you got to prioritize the biggest need right now, which I still think is cornerback. So I think Sam Webb. Yeah, I think so. I think that should be the pick. But Mikael White is also a great player, 4-star recruit out of high school. He's definitely undersized, but he's still out of that Oregon. He was definitely still good at Oregon, and he's a hit or miss guy going into this draft. You could definitely snag someone good like him out in the 6th round, as I do not believe we have any remaining picks. We may, but overall, we will see what grade we get. Do we have any more picks? No, we do not. Okay, so first we got Aiden Hutchinson, the edge out of Michigan. Then we got Jaquan Brisker. I do like these 2 picks, staple in the defense. Then we got Travis Jones out of the University of Connecticut. Then we got Darian Kennard, Martin Emerson. So these first 5 picks were all good. Like, they were all good for building up this defense. And Darian Kennard, I do like him protecting Trevor Lawrence. Cole Turner's a solid tight end. Damone Clark, really not a great pick, but he is an option. He was one of the best available out of LSU. Luke Giadik out of Central Michigan is a good option. Jalen Naylor was really the best receiver available. Jeffrey Gunter, none of these dudes are going to make a big impact. But what do you think about this Jacksonville Jaguars mock? Do you think we could make a run with this roster? What do you think we could have done better? I think maybe taking a receiver earlier in the draft could have been better. Like maybe taking David Bell instead of taking Darian Kennard or Travis Jones. But overall, I do like this pick. I'm going to be doing the Lions next. So tell me what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.